Payback period is another comparison technique between financial alternatives. Yes, it sits next to the other comparison techniques that we learned together, like present worth, like equivalent uniform annual cost, internal rate of return, ratios, and everything else we discussed. Payback period. One point that I should tell you about payback period at the beginning of its introduction is that its answers maybe are not consistent with the other ones. Why? Because the other ones are supported with strong theoretical foundation, but payback period is some sort of practical and easy, fast, lazy type of analysis. So you may say why it works, because it can help in many analyses. And what is payback period? Payback period calculates the time required for project's profit and benefit to equal project's cost. Let me give you a simple example. I'm telling you, do you have $10,000 for an investment? You say yes. And I'm gonna tell you, what do you think of an investment that you put your $10,000 now and you get back your money at the end of the year? And after that, it's gonna be all benefit after that. So you have seen that type of thing. Or when you want to do an investment and they said that you are going to get back your money in 4 years, in 2 years, in 3 years. And after that, you already have got your money back. And after that, it is just return on zero investment, something like that. And it's easy to use because it ignores time value of money and it ignores all cash flows after payback period, so after here. So it gives relief of mind that when you do the investment, the return is so high that in a short period you will get back your money. So since the period is short, interest rate is not very important. So remember, when the payback period is short, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. And also, it is good for the situation that you don't want to get involved in the details and you just want to have a starting point on your investment, that when you get your money back. So combination of all the things has made this technique a very popular one, and many places when people want to see if they are at first interested in that investment or not, they just calculate the payback period. And when they notice that, oh, they will get their money back in 3 years, in 2 years, in 1 year, they will go for that. And even they don't bother about calculating the rate of return or anything. They said that after 3 years, after 2 years, I get my money back. And after that, the business works. And the business can take care of itself after that payback period. So it is considered, it is a way of loose, not strict type of analysis that work. And so that's the reason the results are not sometimes consistent with the other techniques. It may say, for example, option C is better because it returns back your initial investment in 2.5 years, in comparison to D that returns your money back in 6 years, but internal rate of return is higher, for example, for D. So it is the point that we want to discuss. So you're gonna like it. Payback period, easy to do and easy to understand. In this example, we have two alternatives, A and B, and we want to compare them regarding payback period. And please, before you check what is the answer I'm providing, try to do it yourself and come up with your own number. That in this case, for example, in case A, that you are paying $1,000 now, in how many years you get your money back? Don't consider any interest rate, any time value, nothing, because you see the period of investment is short. And okay, for A, 1,000, does it paid off in year one? No. At the end of year one, still the balance that we have is 800. So we continue. Year two, no, the balance is 600. Year three, oh, something happened. Yes, at year three, the balance is 600. So we can say something here at the between, because 3 is, we have already got back all the money we invested at the beginning of the project, and here at the end of year 2 we are still need to recover $600. So after 2.5 years you get your money back, and after that these are pure benefits. Okay, try to do it yourself and see what happens. Again, you can come up with your own technique. Anyway, you want to do that, you can calculate the cumulative summation of these things and see what happens instead of pointed out the outstanding balance. Or for example, here we have 1,200, here we have 2,400, and here we have 3,600. So since the initial investment is 2,783, so something in between. So you can use any technique that you like, and also you can use visualization for that. And here I'm showing you the visualized version of doing this. That's all of them are innovative, as now we all agree that when you are working in this field, critical thinking, analytical thinking, very important. Okay, for alternative A, the initial investment, as you can see the red line here, 1,000, and we start with that. How much of the initial cost has been recovered now? 0. How much of the cost has been recovered at year 1? 200. How much at the end of year 2? 400. How much at year 3? When we go year 3, 600. Oh, all of it, and also 600 extra. So it is something 1,600, and you connect it, and this point tells you that, and the same thing is going. And the reason the slope of this line is different, because at first the income, this alternative generates is 200, but after that it becomes 1,200. But for the other one, the slope is all the same, 1,200. So at 2.33, it gets to the line. So it's payback period, and a simple, no confusion, and practical, and it works. Do this example before I show you the answer. In this example, it is asking you to compare these two alternatives, machine A and machine B, with payback check. What happens? The period of investment is 5. As I told you, it should be a short period of time, because if longer than that, time value of money starts to impact. But when it is small number of years, periods, it can be ignored. For example, when especially the interest rate in the country is low, 2%, 3%, 4%, so they said that, okay, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, it's not that much. Okay, we have 5 years, and the income you get from machines is 4,000. Just the difference between machine, one of them without salvage value, the other one with salvage value, and one expensive and one cheaper. And by the way, you don't need to use incremental for this case, my friend. Just do it as simple as possible. Just go and see after how many years you get your money back, because the focus in this technique is your own money. You see, we always feel some sort of ownership, some sort of extra ownership on the money we invest, and even the investment is not successful, but we recover our money even after 4 years, 2 years, 3 years. We feel more comfortable, and we can accept the failure in an easier way. So please stop the video and try to this, and based on that payback period, see which machine do you recommend. The results you have received has surprised you, because you didn't expect that, because it is telling you go with machine A. Why? Obviously machine B is better, and the reason is that it is just focused on the money you have invested, and in the first one you get your money back after 2.5 years, but for the second one you get your money back after more than 3 years, almost 4 years. But you see, in this analysis, it doesn't consider $9,000. And if you consider the present value of this investment for a considerable range of interest rate, still machine B would be better. I'm going to show you the details of this calculation so you understand it better. But if you have come with the same answer, your answer is correct about the payback period, and it says go with machine A because it gives you back your money after 2.5. But it's the point that I told you about payback period, and here it ignores all cash flow after payback. That is not good, because maybe we have a raise in the money and revenues after the payback period, but it is the way it is working, and it's still very popular technique. I myself like it a lot, at least as a one answer, one number that I always want to see next to the other numbers I receive for doing a financial analysis. Here I want to compare for you the difference between A and B when we are using a technique that is present worth value, present worth technique. For this one, I'm just calculating the present worth for machine A, $10,000 investment, present worth of the interest rate, 5 years, and 4,000 income annual, 15,000 payment, and present worth of all these things, plus $9,000 salvage value. Okay, when we put 0, it said, so when interest rate is 0, B is way better. When we make it 5%, you see, it is still better. When we go for 8%, still better. 10%, still better. 12. Still better. So you see, that's the shortcoming of that payback period technique. But if we go for interest rate like 13%, A become better. And more than that, it's always A is better. So it is not lost, but it is not thorough. But it is always, as I said, it is good to have it on the side or section of your analysis. As the last example of this video, let's do this example together. Payback for this case. A new computer system costs $20,000. And the saving each year it provides, it is like this. What is the payback period? Stop the video, do your best, and select the correct answer. At the end of year 1, 8,000 paid, so the unrecovered cost is 12,000. At the end of year 2, 6,000. At the end of year 3, 2,000. And at the end of year 4, all of it is recovered, and we also get extra money. So here we have it. So between year 3 and 4, it is recovered, and since at the end of year 3 and at the end of year 4, the weight of the balance, the absolute amount of balance that we have is the same, so the answer would be 3.5.